Welcome to Travel Stories Unpacked, the travel podcast where we talk about all things from the silly to the serious and everywhere in between. I am your host, Ashley Newton, and thank you so much for finding time in your busy schedule to tune in. We really appreciate it. And you guys, it is the holiday season, so we have to talk about some of our absolute favorite travel gift ideas. And here to help me is the absolute perfect guest for this episode, Annie Yu. You know her, you love her. She has been on the show before and always qualified, but I feel like this topic especially is just, it's perfect for you.
No, it is because one, I love to buy things. We all know this. Like, I don't mean shopping like clothes shopping. I mean, I'm a very practical person. I'm a practical gift giver and I like receiving practical gifts. So when I find things that serve a purpose so well, I go crazy over it, especially when it comes to travel. So,
Yeah, and I think travel, especially the big purchases everybody's going to think of is your luggage and
mhm.
stuff like that. But when you're actually planning a trip, that list can get long of all of those little things that you need for this new destination, or maybe it's your first time flying or cruising or something like that. There's so much that goes into it. So trying to think about that during the holidays or around Black Friday or, Cyber Monday when you can get some deals can really help you, with budget travel and trying to get the most out of, the most out of your money when you're planning a trip.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to keep in mind too, what you bring on your trip is really obviously destination dependent. You're not going to pack big heavy snow boots when you're going to Jamaica,
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I think most of mine can really apply to all sorts of things. So I don't know, Annie. I thought maybe we could start with small gifts, maybe like the quote unquote stocking stuffer category.
yeah, I mean, I think all you have to do really is walk down the travel aisle at your local drugstore, CVS, whatever.
Do you have a favorite store
Drugstore?
to go to for travel items?
CVS.
Is it CVS
Yeah.
for you? Okay.
CVS.
Yeah.
Because it's you never think certain things are available in travel size until you see it.
Yes.
I didn't know you can buy deodorant size travel size deodorant.
Though, I will say don't fall into the travel size trap because I saw the travel size deodorant and I was like, oh, okay, I probably need this then for TSA compliant. But you
no,
don't.
You don't.
So it's I found myself running out of the little travel deodorants and I was like, this is stupid. So now I bring full size deodorant.
Yeah. But if we're talking about things that, are stocking appropriate, I love just travel size. I actually never buy travel size shampoo or anything like that because I have the silicone refillable ones.
I do that too. Yeah.
Stop buying those, people. They're so worthless.
Stop buying the single use plastic ones. I agree because
it's just there's no point to it.
Also, then you got to worry oh, can I find my brand? Whereas if you could do the reusable ones, I mean, it's one of my favorite parts of my packing process now because it's just so simple. I just go to my bathroom and just
yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. I am a big fan of reusable water bottles.
Yes, but
I don't. Okay, this is where we differ.
Yeah.
I have what I call my emotional support water bottle. It's my hydro flask that has followed me faithfully around the world for almost 10 years, and I love it. It's beaten up and it's well worn. What I don't like are the collapsible ones. They're too malleable. You're trying to shove them into your the side pocket of your backpack that's already filled to the brim, so there's no give.
Yeah.
It just flops over. And plus, I like my drinks to stay extra cold or extra hot. And malleable, foldable, collapsible water bottles just ain't it for me.
I'm team collapsible water bottle, and Annie knows this. But
I know this because I watch you struggle with yours all the time.
I struggle with shoving it into the side pouch, but that's also because it's always on my backpack, which is another great thing that we'll cover in a little bit. But I can't reach because my backpack is so stuffed. So it's not really the water bottle's fault per se that I can't get it in very easily, but you do always help me, so thank you.
That's
for
true.
That
collapsible water bottles are fine as long as you're not traveling alone, is what you're saying.
Well, and if you're not an overpacker, but really I know some people that love them and some people that hate them. So unless somebody's specifically asking you for a collapsible water bottle, maybe don't do that as a gift idea, but maybe put it on your list if you want to check it out.
So another thing I saw that I'm actually starting to see now more in real life that I think is super cool is, as more and more people are using wireless headphones, but when you get on the airplane, you can't connect, but now you can buy this thing called an AirFly that you plug into the plane's whatever, and then you can use your wireless headphones with the plane's like movie, music, whatever. And it's small, so I think that's super cool.
That is cool.
Another thing I really like that I personally use is you can get these luggage tags that are kind of like privacy luggage tags. Because you think about how many times you've seen someone rolling around with luggage, and their tags are just out and about with like their home address, their phone
Right.
number, where they work exposed. So you can buy this sleeve to put your tag into, and it's a privacy screen. So unless you really, really look at it, almost with a flashlight, you can't see any information on it.
I also have some that it's like you have to like take it off to be able to see the
Yeah.
rest of the information.
Mhm.
Otherwise it just displays your name. And you know, like some idea that I like is if you're gonna give luggage tags, actually using it as like a gift tag, like on the outside of the package.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know. I
cute.
think that's fun.
That's really cute. Speaking of safety, I'm a big fan of luggage locks, especially if you're like me and usually when you're traveling, you're usually carrying a lot of camera gear, a
Mhm.
lot of expensive stuff. So I'm a big fan of luggage locks.
Yeah, just make
Um,
sure it's TSA approved,
Yeah,
of course.
you can buy TSA approved ones. And also if you happen to be out and about and there's a lock on your backpack or whatever, your day pack, it's kind of a deterrent from people trying to steal it. I mean, even here in the US, you don't have to be traveling for that to happen. I'm trying to think of another one I really like. Portable fan. Because I am hot and sweaty no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start sweating under these lights in about 2 minutes.
It's so
So,
real. It's so real.
The
And
portable fan.
yeah, ideally I like the rechargeable stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to be dealing with batteries
No.
as I'm packing or traveling. But I think also like it doesn't always have to be like a crazy gadget for it to be helpful. Like I always need gum or mints when I travel. That's a cheap
Mhm.
stocking stuffer you can get anywhere. I love having a Tide pen, Purell.
Yeah.
I love having those little Clorox wipes. I get them in just like
Mhm.
the thin packs at the dollar store so then I can sanitize my space when I travel. So if you get some like cheaper stuff and then some nice stuff, I mean, we've filled a stocking by now, I think. You know?
I think so. It's a very big stocking. So,
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of my travel gear is geared towards is geared towards like equipment that has to do with photography, videography,
Mhm.
because that's a lot of times what I'm traveling to do. So, but there are some things that I just love having, like specific backpacks. I am a
Yes.
backpack hoarder.
A good travel backpack will
Ugh,
change
It
your life.
absolutely will. And you have a very nice one, I've noticed.
I
Your Osprey.
love. Oh, that's my care. Okay, so obviously, if you need luggage, asking for a holiday is a great way to get some really nice luggage. But I have my like. I have 3 different categories, right? And it really depends on what airline I'm flying. So I have my hard suitcase that is like my checked suitcase. You
I
know,
was
they
gonna
can
say,
do
is that-
whatever they want with that bag.
That's the budget airlines. When you look out, and you see them just tossing it on the.
That's Southwest when they let me check 2 bags for free. Because like if it's for free, I'll take advantage of it. My Osprey bag is carry-on size. So I don't ever have to check it, and it's the soft luggage, and it's bright blue. You know, it's
Mhm.
just a completely different vibe, but it has a ton of compartments inside, so I don't necessarily need to use my packing cubes.
But Osprey too is a really reliable brand.
Yeah.
That's a really good tip though about like luggage. I never check luggage. If it was just a personal trip, I would never check.
If I
check
can
a
avoid
luggage.
it,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I love that you mentioned your luggage is bright blue because sometimes, things happen if you do have to check a bag. If it's
Mhm.
black, it's going to get lost in a sea of
Ugh.
black cases. So mine's bright green, like you can't miss it. But what I've seen lately is people now can buy those custom like luggage wraps. And I love the
Yes.
ones, like I've seen it with like, it's just a picture of your face.
I
So
know,
you-
they're hilarious.
Dude, they're so funny.
Yeah. So
Um,
that's if you have a white elephant gift, like you have to do one of your face would
Yeah.
be so funny.
Yeah.
Like-
Have you seen that trend where like friends when they go on before they go on a trip, they buy each other like the ugliest phone cases or the
Yeah.
ugliest sunglasses and they
I
have to
love
wear
it.
That is actually pretty funny. We should do that for our next trip.
But in the vein of luggage cubes, like packing cubes, are such a thing, and like everybody has their own. Like I know you like compression
Mhm.
for yours, but like honestly, if you're dealing with like the not old school, but like that suitcase style where you just open it up and there's nothing inside, you need packing cubes. Like you need them.
See, to me, what separates the packing cubes from the vacuum bags for me is that with vacuum bags, I feel like are more sanitary. Because it's completely sealed. So if there's any weird smell, spills, whatever, you had a crazy time in Vegas, who knows? It's not going to stink up the rest of your clean clothes. And that reminds me of the time when my good friend, she was coming back from Costa Rica. She lived there for a month. And I was with her as she's unpacking. And this is years ago when the Zika panic was happening, you know? She opens up her luggage and like a mosquito flies out of it. It's live. And I'm like, man, if you brought Zika back with you. And like, so to avoid things like that, I've always used vacuum bags. And here's a good hack. You take a dryer sheet and you throw it in the bag and then you roll it up because then it keeps you smelling fresh.
All right. Let us know what you prefer. Vacuum seal, compression cubes, packing cubes. Honestly, as long as you got something, I feel
as
like
long as you're not into the
on it.
rolling method. That is something we agree on. The rolling method, I don't get it.
No, it doesn't.
How does it save space? It's still the same volume of like
and then everything's just weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good luggage. But you mentioned I love my travel backpack. So then I have my like checked bag, my carry-on, and then you know when you're only allowed a personal item, the amount of stuff you can fit in this backpack is so insane. And it has all your little areas. So like if you're somebody that travels for work or you're looking to give a gift for somebody who travels for work, having a nice professional looking travel backpack with like the different areas for your laptop and you know like any toiletries, like it's so nice. I might drop the link to mine in this description because I like it so much. No commission. I'm not
sponsored.
Yeah.
I too have backpacks for almost every different occasion. I have one I travel with that if I'm not traveling with a camera. I have one that I travel with if I am bringing a camera, and then I have another one if I'm bringing a camera but going somewhere very outdoorsy. Like I have one that's maybe like if I'm just hanging out in a city somewhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One with quick access. Like I have a backpack problem. I don't know why. I just love me a good backpack. The one I use all the time is like a Wander knockoff, and it works amazingly. And I love it. It's got a roll top, expandable top, which is clutch. Because it could be, you know, very small when I need it to be, and then it can expand to twice its size if I need it be.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I love expand. And that's something no one warned us as a generation is that the older we get, the more we appreciate various storage methods, whether you're traveling, like rest in peace Tupperware. I'm so sorry. But the most basic thing I love to use traveling with too is just Ziploc bags.
I have like some TSA approved ones. So it's like, you know, if you're like trying to fit all your liquids, you don't have to like guess, which is nice. Another bag that I like is for like when I'm actually in destination, you know, because like we've just been talking about like getting there.
Yeah, you've got that really nice dry bag. And I compliment you on it every time I see it too.
It's funny. I have a lot of bags apparently because Annie's always talking about one and I'm talking about the other. So like I do have a nice dry bag. And
it takes one bag, a connoisseur, to recognize another, you know, game recognizes game.
A dry bag is great for like active travel. Like I got it for Jamaica when I knew I was going to be like climbing waterfalls and stuff. But it also came with a waterproof phone case right inside of it. And the whole thing was like $20 or something on Amazon. Like it's so cheap. It's way cheaper than replacing everything that would get wet if you didn't have a dry bag.
You mean if you actually made it to Dunn's River?
Yeah, well, I did make it. And it was helpful. We carried our stuff with us the whole time as we were like literally in the water and nothing got wet. The other thing I have is just like an over-the-shoulder purse. And it is also water resistant. It's got the RFID you know, like little thing for your cards and your passport, and it's got like all that slash proof stuff, so like people can't like mug you, I guess,
in case you get attacked by Ghostface underwater somewhere.
I mean, yeah, but like I have been hit with like ocean waves with it, and it's fantastic. So having like whatever your idea of a nice travel bag is, I know a lot of people like the like belt bags and like sling bags, and you're a fanny pack gal.
I am, but it's so funny that you mentioned the passports and the cards, because one thing I don't understand the appeal of passport holders or like a travel wallet, because that just screams steal me.
I love my passport holder.
Okay, but why? Because like every time you need to get it, now you got to fumble for it. And like, and hang on, I'm not done. And it's like the same thing when I'm at home. I don't have one of those phone cases where you could put like your credit card in the back, because that's just dumb. Like, think about how often you leave your phone somewhere just unattended. Like, all it would take for someone to steal all your stuff is just to grab your phone. Why would you have it all together when you're traveling? That just seems silly to me.
I don't leave my phone unattended ever. That's
you are chronically online, that's why.
But that's just like insane to me. But with the First of all, let's really break this down. Because if I'm traveling with my passport is in the secure part of my backpack, which you can't even get to because it's like the zipper part that goes against your skin. Not like directly against your skin, but like against your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you can't just like go in and grab it. And then as soon as I'm to my destination, it's in my safe.
Yeah, but
So-
like in traveling, you're constantly fumbling. Like you can never know these days. You never know these days. Like, do I need my passport out for this? Do I not? So like if you're fumbling for it, it just seems like a pain in the butt.
well,
That's
then
why I like
where-
my fanny pack.
Like, where do you put your passport though?
In my fanny pack, that's right here.
Oh, so why would a case be an extra? Like,
Because it's not needed.
so is your backpack the RFID thing?
You know, I'm not sure.
Or your fanny pack? Because that's the main reason I like it, is because now I can't, like, you can't scan my passport information. And I do not know how that works. I don't know how people use that to steal anything. But
I think it's like the Dementors when they come down and suck your soul out of your body. Someone walks by with a scanner and they just suck the info out of your passport. I believe that's how it works. You can fact check me if you like.
yeah, so like that's the reason I like it. But then I also have like my like vaccine cards in there. I can have like an emergency travel credit card in there. I put any receipts I get during traveling in there. So
But
it's
I
just,
feel
like,
like it's
one
just
spot.
for me, it's a safety thing. Like if I was on the lookout to steal something and I see someone with this bulging like travel wallet, passport holder thing sticking out their pocket, or maybe in their backpack they forgot to zip it up, I'm gonna take it.
Well,
If I was,
that says a lot about you.
I said
Annie.
if. I said big if.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we're divided on that one.
I
but
guess.
I love it, and now my passport looks just like brand new. It looks like the day I got it. I love it.
Well, speaking of things that I think are kind of silly, like, because I feel like travel gear, especially, is a very niche market, like area of shopping.
Oh yeah.
So, but there are some things I've seen where I'm just like, why would anyone buy
Some
that?
real duds.
Yeah, like the one I feel like that's really good in theory, but probably horrible in practice is I see now you can buy like a seat to put on your rolling luggage so your child can sit in it. But like, man, you ever dropped your luggage and it just went over?
All
like,
the time.
yeah, there goes your kid. Like their unformed head hitting off the hard floor of the airport. Like that's a horrible
I've
idea.
never seen that. That is a horrible idea.
No, it's like a seat, like almost like a car seat, but
Yeah.
but you put it on your rolling luggage.
well, because like they make those that are like for like a drink caddy.
Well, same thing. You
Yeah.
knock your luggage over and your drink's gone.
yeah,
it's
so I'm
stupid.
like, but at least a drink, you're out like what, $10?
Yeah,
Little bit
not a
different.
couple of brain cells.
Just like different stakes. Is
Another,
that the stupidest like travel thing you've seen?
It's up there for me. I've seen things like a travel bidet. And as someone
I'm not saying I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't buy it.
well, I don't think exactly an item you should return if it's used.
No, I mean like if somebody gave me one, I'd give it a whirl, give it a spin, give it a try. I'm not gonna buy it myself.
It's
but
but
I'm intrigued. Is all I'm saying.
listen, if you haven't gotten on the bidet train, you really need to.
Well, and I'm thinking like the toilet paper is always so thin because they're like can't clog the system. Like honestly, you're kind of
Yeah.
selling me on travel bidet.
Or
I'm like,
if,
this isn't a bad idea.
Depending on the week's like headlines, like there's a run on toilet paper, and I'm over here laughing because I have a bidet at home. So
it's just not worth it for travel.
it's not. No, it's weird. It's weird to have a travel bidet. Whatever. But I think one of the weirdest things I've seen that I'm just like, what the heck? Who would buy that? Is you can now purchase a like a craft cocktail making kit that comes in this nice leather rolled up thing, and you unroll it so you have like a little shaker and like a little like tweezers for a garnish, and it's for the airplane. So you get on board and if you're a complete douchebag, you have this thing and you unroll it, and then you ask the flight attendant for your liquor of choice and a thing of ice, and then you can make your own craft cocktail with like, it's got like a little like muddler, like it's so stupid.
I want somebody to buy this just so I can watch them with entirely seriousness make a cocktail like that on a
Yeah.
because that's insane.
Like, I'm sorry, a Jack and Coke does not need all this.
It's just
Like-
nothing is ever gonna need all of
No,
this.
it's like
There's never a
seriously,
time.
like there's
never
like a
time.
little ice pick, like it's a whole thing.
That's crazy.
I'm like, who needs a craft cocktail that bad?
yeah.
Like, I don't know any hipster insufferable enough to myself included, to have one of those. But if I sat down and someone started doing that next to me, I would have so many thoughts. I honestly
Yeah.
wouldn't. I'd be speechless. I wouldn't know what to say.
So this is not related to travel gear or like travel gifts, but have you ever seen that trend of like people who get on a plane just like completely unready? Like they have like their hair undone, they have no makeup or anything. And the whole point is so that they get on the plane and that's when they put on like a face mask and eye masks and they put on like a hair mask and they just like moisturize basically
That's
the entire plane.
amazing.
Have you seen this?
No,
I
but that's
haven't seen it. I
amazing.
haven't seen it in the wild. I've only
You know
seen it like
why?
on the internet.
Because I appreciate efficiency. If that means that you're gonna get to the airport on time for your flight, I'd rather you do that than delay the flight or whatever, because you needed to put on concealer.
Yeah.
Do it on the flight.
Well, and it's not even like doing your makeup. It's literally like
Like a whole beauty
yeah,
skip.
it's like what you do overnight, basically. You know what I mean? And then they just do it on a plane. And like, I don't know. I haven't seen it in real life. So if you have, or if you do this, let me know.
Be
But-
funny if they like filmed a face wash commercial, but in the bathroom of a plane.
Oh my
Because you know
God.
how in those commercials they're just splashing that water everywhere. Like,
Plane bathrooms, you don't even have room to bend your elbows.
that's why
like
I think it'd
that.
be really
There's no
funny. Like
room.
our product is so easy to use. You can even do it in a plane bathroom.
Yeah. So I have a few products that I like will not leave the house without that I think are like travel must-haves, and I want to know if you agree. I don't think you do because I've stayed with you now. But number one is a power bank,
Oh,
so that
always.
you can charge on the go.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. we
And
agree on that
I
one.
learned that they're useful because especially if you're maybe going on a cruise in your cabin, your outlet sometimes isn't always going to be right next to your bed like the last cruise we went on. And of course, I was unprepared and my power bank was totally dead.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I don't like using like the stuff at the airport either because
Oh,
like
I don't trust
especially
those.
if it's USB, yeah, they tell you like all that stuff can be hacked. I trust no one.
Mhm.
I trust nothing.
You're there with your RFID blocking.
I'm my own power source. I bring my own snacks. And just don't interact at all. I sanitize myself. I do it
Yes.
all myself. Another thing I feel like you absolutely need when you travel, for me, is an eye mask, especially if you're staying with other people, because like I need pitch black to sleep. So I can't guarantee my roommate's going to feel that way. I can't guarantee the curtains are going to be strong enough. I can't guarantee there won't be light leaking under the door. So like if I need good sleep, I'm bringing an eye mask.
For the plane, I always like to have my sunglasses, but I don't bring an eye mask.
Yeah, well, and I don't pull the eye mask out on the plane just because I think that's odd.
That
More
is
power
weird.
to you if you're confident enough. It's more like when I actually like need to be able to sleep. Like I need to make sure I can get good sleep.
Yeah, I just roll the sunglasses on the plane. I'm not gonna bring a whole thing.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, remember the first time we talked about the ostrich pillow? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
ostrich pillow. Yeah, it's this thing. If for you guys who don't know what it is, it's a pillow that encompasses your entire head. It's a hole that you stick your head in, and then there's holes underneath for you to put your arms, so you look like an ostrich sticking its head underground. But that's a pillow.
Yeah, I do actually love travel pillows. I know again the community is split here. Mine I love because it's very compact. It's inflatable, so you have like it takes up no space when you're packing.
You know what? I've said this before. I love traveling with you because you always have these little gadgets that you take the time to put to use that really make you feel at home. So we were on a cruise for work and she had this bag of magnets, and because I didn't know that the walls of cruise cabins are magnetic. So she's putting these things up and they're hooks. And I'm like, this is so cool that you thought of this. And then, of course, your inflatable travel pillow, which I kind of made fun of you for, but then realized I could have used one for sure. So sorry about that. I eat my words.
I'll take it, man.
But you can stay over there with your lukewarm water and your collapsible.
Collapsible
Well, you
water.
know, like there's that hack they say that like you can bring ice cubes in because it's not technically a liquid. So yeah, I mean, I still stay by my insulated water bottles. What else have I seen you use? I'm just like, that's so smart. You always have a Bluetooth speaker, I feel like.
Depends, because I'm not going to be one of those people that uses a Bluetooth speaker if there's like I don't know if it's the appropriate occasion does not arise. But mine is again small and it's waterproof. So if you're doing any like ocean vacations, so nice.
Mm-hmm.
The cruise magnets are definitely another huge one. But I need to also travel with a little robe. I love having a little
That
robe.
was another thing. You like basically took your closet and brought it with you. Like, I'm surprised you don't have one of those things that you can pack like a closet and then it collapses down and then you put it right into your suitcase. So when you get to your destination, you can just pull it out like an accordion.
I've seen those, but I think because I have 95 million packing cubes that I stick with
Yeah.
that.
I
But
feel like that's also one of those good in theory, but in practice, not so much.
the robe or the cubes?
The cube. I won't, or not the cube, the
Oh.
closet,
Yeah,
the
I
accordion
don't know.
closet.
If you have something like that, let me know because I am curious how well that actually works. But the reason, just harping on this robe, the reason that I like it so much is, again, if you're staying with someone, it's like you don't have to just like straight up be in your pajamas right away. But also when I'm putting on my makeup for the night after or like to go out, I put on my clothes first and I don't want to get foundation all the way down my black dress, which has happened to me before. So I put the robe on and it's like a shield between you and
Okay.
your makeup.
All
Yeah,
right.
it like really comes in handy.
Again, like I said, this is what, as someone who's very practical, this is why I love travel gear because everything has a use or should have a use.
Yeah.
And I actually started packing wrinkle spray because of you.
100% the wrinkle spray. I cannot
Oh
believe
my
we've been in this
God.
podcast so long and have not brought up wrinkle
Love
spray.
the wrinkle spray. Any brand. I use the Downy one, but
Yeah.
I use it in every day because when I'm too lazy to iron a shirt. But yeah, I swear by the wrinkle spray.
I use the I Hate Ironing spray, and I would say I also used it every day until my supply was getting diminished and diminished and diminished because Nate refuses to buy his own I Hate Wrinkle spray. But no, it is. It's a fantastic like. And of course, there's always like, you know, you could pay to have your clothes pressed when you get there or toss them in the shower or, you know, in the bathroom as you shower to hope the steam will do it. But the spray works so well and so quickly.
Yeah, well, like I said, I just love talking about travel stuff. It's like, I'm gonna have to give that a try. Cooling towels. Oh my God, how did we not talk about cooling towels?
Again, necessary.
Necessary if you want to survive the trip, like me, and you get overheated very easily.
Yeah, I actually got some really good travel gifts lately. Granted, I did ask for them.
You're like, ooh, who knew I wanted this? Oh, me.
But yeah, but now that I have them in person, one of the coolest things, if you are somebody that likes to do your hair, it is a compact straightener and curler. So it's a straightener and a curling iron. So it's like, it has this one little setting and the whole thing is maybe like 4 or 5 inches long and it comes in like one of those heat resistant things so you can pack it up while it's still hot. But now I'm not worrying about, oh, can I fit a straightener in here? Can I fit a curling iron in here? Can I fit whatever in here? Because it's just one little unit. So it was, just look it up. Fantastic.
Well, I think that's really cool because then, you know, like maybe you won't have a problem wherever you're going with like the power supply. Like, even though you may not need it, I always travel with a power adapter because even if I don't need it, even from the US, oftentimes it comes with multiple ports. Anyways,
yeah, yours is nice. Yeah.
So I can't remember which brand it was, but it's an all-in-one universal adapter. So and some cruise ships have European plugs. So even if I'm somewhere needing a charge and the only plug available is a European, like the 2 prongs, guess what I have?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's super useful.
Another thing I got as a gift, this was actually from a work trip. It was like part of like your swag bag, was an air tag. I had never had an air tag before and I love it. Again, you just throw it in your you know, in your luggage, especially if you are forced to check a bag. And I even saw an article recently about how soon you may be able to share your AirTag tracking information with the airline if they lose your luggage, which I think is interesting. But
I don't trust that.
well, I mean, either way you have it. So it's like, it would be kind of nice to be able to be like, no, I know where it is. You find it now because you're the one who lost it. You know what I mean? But I think that's a great, you know, travel gift idea. If I believe you do need an iPhone though, or an Apple device to be able to use an Apple AirTag.
Yeah, like I said, I just try my hardest not to have to check a bag. If it's a direct flight, different. If I'm traveling internationally, definitely not.
Yeah.
But I think it really depends. I've seen now though, speaking of luggage, some luggage bags that you can buy that has like a built-in charger, which I think again is one of those things that are really good in theory, but in practice probably gets a lot. It causes more problems than it, you know what I mean?
Too many moving parts, too many things to break.
Exactly. Well, that and in the US it may be fine, but overseas there's some places that'll flag it.
Yeah.
Because of certain, you know, the whole travel thing with like lithium ion batteries, like yeah, right? So luggage cases that have that built-in charger, you just have to be mindful that it's compliant, not just in the US, but wherever you're traveling to, because they will take it. I've seen it. They
Yeah.
will take
That's
it.
why they sell luggage at the airport.
Oh my God. What idiot is buying luggage at the airport?
I think it's like for people whose zipper breaks right there and the wheel breaks right there. It's like you don't have a choice. You know what I mean? Like you
Like, I
have
just
to do
can't
it.
comprehend. It's the same people that probably buy jewelry at an airport. Like,
Oh, but a jewelry case is a good idea.
oh yeah,
For a travel gift. I've
yes,
gotten
yes.
so many. Like the last like 3 weddings I've been in, it's been like the gift for, like the bridesmaids gift. So I have them in all different sizes now too. So I have one that's like more of an overnight jewelry case, one that's like a weekend, and one that's like a week long. But they're really nice. It's no more are the days of like individual Ziploc bags or wrapping it in tissue paper so like your chains don't get all tangly. Although, the tried and true methods still work.
I always think it's funny, like packing when you're leaving somewhere, and then packing coming home. Totally, two very different processes.
Yes. Yes.
It's the before and
absolutely.
after. You know.
Yeah. But I hope that we inspired a few people, to build up their list or, go out and spread the love of travel via gift giving. Annie, is there any other gifts that were like maybe the best one you ever got or something you can't live without that you want to mention? I feel like we covered a lot, but
Yeah, I think I basically covered everything I can't really leave home without. I will say though, in the spirit of shopping and giving, don't forget you can always also recycle any luggage suitcases that you may not use anymore. There is a proper way to recycle them.
donation centers are great
Yeah,
for that too.
donation
Like if
centers are
there's a
great.
women's shelter nearby, they're
Mhm.
always looking for stuff like that. Um,
Even if it's like a backpack, whatever it is, you can always donate it. And they'll repurpose it, upcycle it. So that's what I always recommend doing. If you have, like, I've actually done it myself because my sister a couple years ago bought me the suitcase and she thought I was gonna love it. And I'm like, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen, and I hate it. And it's too big to be a carry-on.
yeah.
And
Oh God, it couldn't be less perfect for you.
it was bright gold, and glittery, and it said Victoria's Secret all over it. I don't know what was going through her mind when she bought it
Was
for
this
me.
a prank? Like that's just so not
I
you
thought
at
it was
all.
I thought it was too, and she goes, "Isn't it so cute?" I'm like, "No." There's not there's nothing cute about. Anyway, so
No.
that got donated real quick.
Oh man, that's great. But as I was asking you, I realized that I didn't say the one thing that like I love traveling with, and that is a tablet. Like I love having a tablet when I travel. Personally, the one we have is like the Amazon Fire Kindle or whatever, so you can have all your books on there, you can have all your apps on there. It's got one of those cases so it stands on
Mhm.
its own. And I use it on the airplane, I use it in the like cruise cabin. I use it like pretty much the whole time. And it's just like again that comfort of feeling like you're at home. But I feel like most people like if they want a tablet for travel, like it's 2024. Like they probably have one. You know what I mean?
I laugh at the people who have like the super large ones that are almost like a 24-inch basically. Especially when they're watching something really inappropriate on it. Like I think often of this very elderly citizen who was watching 50 Shades of Grey, just on her iPad, or whatever. And it was a huge one. It was a laptop actually. I think it was
Yeah.
probably like a 17-inch. It was massive for a laptop. And essentially it was on her laptop. It wasn't like the airplane censored version. And I'm in an ILC and she's in an ILC a couple rows up ahead of me. So I can see everything.
Do they censor movies to show on planes?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I can't
I mean, that
remember.
makes sense, but why not just show a different movie entirely? I don't.
Sometimes you just really gotta watch, all
The
the
PG version
Yeah.
of 50 Shades of Grey? I can assure you I don't. I don't need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, but not this lady. She, I think, got the director's extended, like, limited edition.
Well, look, we can't tell you what to do with the travel gifts that you buy or that you receive. We're just, trying to stimulate the economy, give you some travel ideas. I think you bring up a good point though about obviously etiquette, but when you were talking about making sure that you can bring your travel item to your travel destination, I'm thinking like a lot of people like those travel steamers for your clothes or like travel extension cords. Like you can't take that on a cruise
No.
ship. So if you are going to be building out your holiday list, or even if you're looking about getting like maybe small gifts for your clients, if you're a travel agent or, you know, working in the travel industry in some other fashion, just make sure they make sense and there's stuff people can use.
Hmm.
Anything else to add, Annie? I know that we love shopping.
I could talk about shopping all day. And we always joke we have a problem because I love shopping and Ashley hates throwing things away. So we got to find a balance here somewhere.
I know. We're working on it. We're
We
getting
are.
there. We're getting
Yeah.
there.
We're seeking help for our incompatibility with that.
So I know we listed a ton of stuff all across the spectrum. So if you're looking for a little bit more guidance, maybe on some of our personal favorite travel items, like, you know, the backpacks, the purses, the like power banks, even specifically, passport holder, no passport holder, you know, let us know in the comments. We can always, you know, send you some links or drop some brand names or anything. And you know, happy shopping, happy spending.
Mhm. And while you're at it, don't forget to donate this holiday season to your local food bank.
Yeah, spread the love, spread the love. Annie, thanks for coming on and sharing some fun shopping ideas.
I have so many more, but we'll end this right here. Maybe we'll come back for more.
Yeah. And guys, let us know if you buy anything or if you have any shopping items that you can't live without. We'd love to hear it, especially, you know, for your travel, your favorite travel gear. So you can share that with us in the comments or anywhere on social media using our hashtag Travel Stories Unpacked. And keep coming back on Fridays as we're going to keep unpacking all things travel. This podcast is brought to you by KHM Travel Group, a leading host agency for independent travel agents. Go to khmtravel.com to learn more.